What are my early Championship predictions for the upcoming 24-25 season? Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. Yesterday I gave my early Premier League predictions on my own, and today I'm giving my early Championship predictions on my own. As I always say guys, these predictions are being done fairly early. We can base it around some transfer activity that we have seen so far, and my official predictions with Sophie will be coming in a couple weeks time, closer to the start of the season. Before we get into it guys, make sure to drop a like. Let's go for 2,000 likes. It takes 2 seconds to hit that like button. Make sure to do so, and 68% of you are not subscribed, so make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It takes 2 seconds. Click it down below and share your predictions. Let me know what your thoughts are. I am expecting to see some comments from people that are saying you've got this wrong, my team should be higher. Yes, we cannot all get promoted, and there will be some people that are not happy with this prediction, but instead of getting upset about it, just share your predictions and I will look at those down below. Let's get into the predictions then. So then, as you can see, we have got a tier list. The top 6, the top 12, mid-table, staying up, bottom 3. There you go, nice and easy, and the Championship teams are scattered across the bottom here in a random order. First up we have Sheffield United, and we have Coventry, because I want to talk about these two teams at the same time, because just yesterday we saw some interesting developments that Callum O'Hare has gone to Sheffield United after not signing a new deal with Coventry City, and I've seen loads of stuff online between Sheffield United and Coventry fans. Some Coventry City fans have been upset with this decision and they're saying it's a sideways move. That is upsetting some of the Sheffield United fans who are insisting it is not a sideways move. Look, do you know what? I'm actually going to put them both in my top 6. I'm going to put Sheffield United in there, and I'm actually going to put Coventry in there. I think they could both be in there this season. Let's start with Sheffield United. Now, if I was doing this video 1 week ago, I might have had a slightly different opinion, because it's not been a great summer so far. Things have been really slow at Sheffield United, whether it's transfer activity or kits being released. But things started to take quite a decent turn for the Sheffield United fans yesterday. We've already seen them sign Jamie Shackleton and Sam McCallum. And then they bring in seasoned striker Kiefer Moore, who I thought was so good for Ipswich Town last season. He really came in and made a good difference. And then they've signed Callum O'Hare, as I say. Look, I don't really have too many bitter feelings about it. I believe he was, interested in moving to the Premier League. That's why he didn't re-sign. Moving to Sheffield United is not moving to the Premier League, obviously. Sheffield United do have a good chance of going up, but I also think Coventry do as well. Sheffield United, though, right now, I think top 6, that's what I'm going to say. Probably playoffs, because there is a couple points being deducted. Everything is not perfect behind the scenes, but I'm feeling a bit more optimistic for Sheffield United after the recent signings. We still need to see if Gustavo Hamer could be going, but otherwise I look at that team and I think it's really good. Couple more signings and they'll be right in there. And then it's Coventry City, and I feel fairly confident about top 6 this season. Now, the business has not been very active over the last couple of weeks. I feel like we got quite a bit of business done towards the start of the summer with the likes of Rafael Borges Rodriguez. We saw Jack Rodoni coming in. Mason Clark, of course, has come over now from Peterborough United. He was one of the best players in League One last season. And we've still got Sims, Wright, Sakamoto, so many goals there. Ben Sheaf, what a player he is. I think there's real cause to think Coventry City should be sniffing around the playoffs again. And after last season, I think a lot of Coventry fans do want to see us deliver and get in there this season. I think we got away with it last year because we had a slow start, because players needed to gel, and then we had a really successful FA Cup run. I want us to put all of our eggs in the Championship basket, and I do think we have a good chance of making the playoffs. So I'm going to put us there. Next up, we've got Plymouth Argyle. Now, I have given my opinions on Plymouth Argyle a few times in the summer so far, and I do feel a little bit guilty when I've predicted them to not do great in the upcoming season. Look, there's every chance Plymouth could prove people wrong, especially about Wayne Rooney. A lot of people obviously going to just think of Wayne Rooney at Birmingham. For me personally, I hope he proves himself to do really good things, but look, it is going to be difficult. They've brought in a couple of players. They've brought in Ogbeta from Swansea City and Giabi in on loan from Leeds United, and right now Whittaker is still there. Let's put Plymouth to stay up for now. I might change it, possibly, I don't know. Let's say they stay up. I'd like to see Plymouth stay up personally. When I put a team to go down, it's not because I hate them. I'm going to put them there for now. Plymouth fans, share your thoughts. Would surviving just about be good enough again, or are you a bit worried that you might go down this year? Next up, we've got Millwall. Millwall, I'm thinking mid-table possibly. Their business, it's been all right. They brought in Tanganga from Spurs. They've still got Neil Harris, of course, after his immediate impact last season, and they brought in Macaulay Langstaff from Notts County. Now, I know it's quite a jump up the football pyramid for him, but he was so good last season, and he's really proven himself to be a great goal scorer for Notts County. So let's put Millwall in mid-table, maybe. I'll put them there for now. Oxford United, look, when it came to the wheel generators predictions, they predicted Oxford to win the league. So fair play. I'm going to have them in the bottom three. But what I will say is their business has been fairly decent. Yes, losing Josh Murphy is a big blow, especially the difference he made in the playoff campaign. But otherwise, Kioso from Rotherham, Jack Curry from Wimbledon, a couple of decent signings, but the expectation is probably that they're going to be fighting an uphill battle. Good luck to them though. It'd be great if they can stay up. Portsmouth are next. Do you know what? I'm thinking mid-table. I think when myself and Sophie did a joint prediction, we had Portsmouth in the surviving category, but let's go with Portsmouth mid-table for now. And speaking of Josh Murphy from Oxford, it's to Portsmouth that he has gone. It's a really good signing for Portsmouth, Josh Murphy. Also seen them bringing in the likes of Jordan Archer, Jordan Williams. They've been pretty busy actually in the transfer window. And yeah, when you just look at what they did in League One last season with John Massinho, very good. I think there's cause to think they can stay up quite comfortably and be mid-table, so I'm going to put them there. Next up then we have Sheffield Wednesday. Danny roll. I'm going to put them in the top half. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be bold. I don't even think that's too outrageous. I do think there is cause to think Sheffield Wednesday and maybe QPR, who we will come on to later, can really excel next season. Those two teams I thought drew a lot of parallels similar to each other last year. Both had a slow start, both changed the manager, both blasted up the table. There was times when Sheffield Wednesday were in promotion form towards the end of last season. I'm so looking forward to the Steel City derby, by the way. I think that could be really, really good. And there's nothing to say that Sheffield Wednesday could get some points off Sheffield United. I know I'm putting Sheffield United in the top six, but they are a parachute payment team. But Sheffield Wednesday are certainly climbing and starting to bridge that gap. I think top half for Sheffield Wednesday. When we look at the business, Jamal Lowe, Jan Valery, Ben Hamer, just to name a few names. So yeah, cause to be optimistic despite, you know, Chansiri in the background. I still think that the Sheffield Wednesday fans can be optimistic going into next season and think that they could have a good season. So I'll put them in the top half. Preston North End next. They've been fairly steady with their business. They've not been rushing into too much. Sam Greenwood has come in. Stefan Thordarson has come in as well. I think mid-table. You can't put Preston to go down. They just do not go down. I'm not even going to have them to survive. I'm going to have them mid-table. Look, they could even be in the top half again. They finished 10th last season, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm going mid-table. Solid team. Ryan Lowe, I'm not sure if I have a strong opinion on him. The form towards the end of last season wasn't great, as we've highlighted before, but it's a clean slate now. I think Preston will have a decent season, mid-table. Bristol City, I think they could be in the top half as well, actually. Their business, it's been steady. Fali Mayulu and Hirakawa, he looks an interesting one, actually. Yeah, top half. Go on. Bristol City. It'd be great if they could get into the playoffs, but I think top half again, that's pretty fair for Bristol City. Liam Manning, decent manager, and I thought last season was a step back in the right direction. And I think I highlighted before that it seemed that Bristol City really raised their game when they played the top teams last season, whether it being, you know, against Southampton at home when they smashed them, or if it was against West Ham in the FA Cup, they played really well. So I'm going to put Bristol City in the top half. Next up, Burnley. Let's talk about Burnley. They've brought in Scott Parker as the manager. Is it a sensible appointment? Well, he's got a proven track record here, hasn't he, with Fulham and AFC Bournemouth. Yes, it's promotions with parachute payments, but you can't take away promotions nonetheless. And Burnley, funnily enough, will have parachute payments. I think it could be a good fit, this. I think if they hit the ground running, they've got to be top 2 for me. Burnley, I'm going to put them at the top of the list for now. Their business, they brought in Maxime Estive, Gudmundsson, Tresor, Sambo, a couple of the players I'm not actually all too familiar with, but I just think being a relegated side, you've got to put them up there anyway, and still keeping some of their best players from the Premier League as well, so let's put them up there. Leeds United, they've got to be up there. Yes, they've lost Archie Gray. Yes, they're gonna have other good players that are linked away at moving. They've brought in Joe Rodon and Alex Cairns, and even if their team is nearly as good as last season, I think it'll still be enough to go up, because I think the Championship is not as strong this year as last year. If Leeds get 90 points again this time round, I think it will get them up. Daniel Farke, you know, he's already a proven manager at this level, but he does need to deliver. You know, he does need to get top 2 this time round, or at least win the playoffs if they finish there. But Leeds United fans won't want to go through the playoffs again. But yeah, everything is pointing towards Leeds and Burnley for me. I think those two have got to be up there. Leeds United, of course, still a parachute payment team, massive club, massive fan base. Burnley, they've got to be up there as well. So that's my top 6 starting to take some shape at the moment. Luton Town next, they're going up there. I'm going to have Luton... oh, this is difficult. Do I have them? I'm going to have them between Burnley and Sheffield United. It might be a bit like when they finished in 3rd place 2 seasons ago. I think they might finish 3rd place again. Of course, the main thing is they've got Rob Edwards. I really like Rob Edwards, and I do feel like they're going to keep the core of the team from last season. They didn't go crazy when they got to the Premier League. They didn't spend loads of money, and I think that stands them in good stead to get back up now that they've come down. Yes, Ross Barkley has gone. It seemed fairly inevitable, I guess. In terms of the business, Shandon Baptiste, Walters as well. But like I say, just keeping the core of last season's team and the team from 2 seasons ago with the goal scorers like Adebayo and Morris. Luton are going to be up there. Let's come on to Luton's rivals next, Watford. Oh, difficult this. They've brought in a few players like Doumbia and Sissoko. I thought Tom Cleverley was decent towards the end of last season. They gave a few decent performances, got a few good results as well. They have been underperforming a little bit. Parachute payments have run out. That's a big thing. I'm going to say... Do you know what? I'm going to say mid-table. I'm going to put them like 13th or something. That's probably one of the meanest predictions so far. So I do apologise if you are a Watford fan, but well, you finished near mid-table last season anyway. So I'm going to put you there. Definitely one that I think I could put a bit higher, but it's going to be really competitive in the top half, though. I do think there's plenty of decent mid-table teams, if that makes sense. Next up, Norwich City. They are going to go around the playoffs. So I'm going to put them in front of these two. They might make it again. They snuck in there last season, but there is a change this time round with Wagner going out and Thorup coming in. In terms of the activity, it's Jose Cordoba who came in on an undisclosed fee deal. They will still continue to make some transfers over the next couple of weeks. So maybe they might go up in my estimations in a couple of weeks. I'll put them around 7th for now. West Brom. Ooh. I see the main thing for me with West Brom is I really like Corberan. I mean, they've got good players as well. In terms of business, they brought in Ousmane Diakate on a free, but a bit like Norwich, they've not been too busy. Let's put West Brom in 6th place. I do think with Corberan, you've got every chance of being in the playoff mix. They were really good for large spells of last year, so let's put West Brom in there. Hull City. Oh, Hull City's a difficult one. This is going to be hard. I mean, there's plenty of change. I mean, first of all, the manager. Now, we spoke about that just after last season because Rosinia was essentially fired, wasn't he? And we saw the owner being ambitious and bringing in Tim Walter and saying, you know, I'm challenging for promotion. But at the moment, there's not a lot of players coming in. We've seen Ryan Giles, though, who's really experienced now in the Championship. A great fullback who can put crosses into the box. But it's the players that are not going to be there, that were there, that is a bit of a cause for concern. The likes of Liam Delap now not going back there, of course. Greaves has gone to Ipswich, and Philogene. Jadon Philogene being linked heavily with Villa. That could go through any minute. If they were to somehow keep Jadon Philogene, that gives them a massive chance of battling for the playoffs again. I suppose it's a bit difficult for Hull City fans right now. I'm going to put them there, but I suspect that might change when they start to bring in a few more players. Stoke City up next. They've brought in Johansson, Eric Bukat, they've brought in Ben Gibson, they've brought in a few players, and it's always difficult, Stoke City, isn't it? I feel like everyone's expectation is higher than where Stoke City deliver. It's a recurring joke, isn't it? Not for the Stoke City fans. I'm sure they don't find it funny. Let's put them in the top half. Let's be nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to move them. Let's put them there for now. Let's just say they could slightly improve on last season. There's still time for them to bring in a few more decent players. Cardiff City are up next. Their business has been all right, hasn't it? They've brought in Chris Willock, actually. That's decent. Callum Chambers as well. I do like Errol Balut. I thought he was really good last year. They had a really good start to the season, didn't they? I think the main concern I had for Cardiff City was just the lack of goals. Maybe Willock will chip in with a few. Can we put the mid-table? It's getting a bit top-heavy, this. I'm going to have to move a few teams down in a second. Let's put Sunderland in mid-table as well. They were not very good last year. I've said before that they were on autopilot towards the end of last season. At least they've brought in a manager now, Lebris. Let's hope that works out for Sunderland. Massive club, which makes me think always a massive opportunity for them to challenge. But you can't just do that on club size. You have to do it with players as well. And their business has been very quiet so far. They've brought in Simon Moore from Coventry. And as a Coventry fan, he was all right a couple of years ago. He was pretty good, actually. But he became our number 3 keeper over the last 2 years. Still a steady pair of hands and a decent head in the dressing room, I guess, but mid-table, I reckon, for Sunderland. Let's put them next to Portsmouth. Let's go there. Oh, no, we'll go there. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? I don't know. I just think because of the club size, Sunderland should be doing a bit better. Really massive club, aren't they? QPR up next. They're going top half. Do you know what? They're going in the top 10. I'm going to put them next to Sheffield Wednesday. Let's go there. I do like how busy QPR have been. You know, they brought in loads of players on frees, actually. Plenty of players coming in on a free transfer. We've seen them sign Liam Morrison for an undisclosed fee from Bayern Munich as well. And a bit like with Sheffield Wednesday, the thing that makes me feel optimistic for QPR is the manager. How good is Cifuentes? You know, he's really up there based on what he did last season. So I'm putting QPR up there. No way are they near relegation this season. If anything, they should be sniffing around the playoffs. Derby County, I'm gonna have Derby to stay up. I think Derby County have also been pretty busy in the transfer window. Blackett Taylor, Ben Osborne, Guzman, Caden Jackson, plenty of players coming in there. Really good last year, actually. You know, because Portsmouth won the league, they will take most of the credit. But Derby County were a very good second-place team. And, you know, they had to shake off a decent Bolton team in the end. I'm going to put Derby to stay up. It's a difficult division. Derby fans know this division all too well. But at least this time round in the Championship, there isn't all that off-the-pitch nonsense that they have to deal with. So I think that gives them a massive chance of staying up. And if anything, they could finish mid-table. I'm going to put them there for now. I'm going to move them down as well. Okay, Blackburn up next. Oh, Blackburn's an interesting one. One signing at the moment, and that was Aidan Doherty from Linfield. So they've not been busy. I do like John Eustace. I do like Blackburn. And they've got Sammy Smodics. Is he going to stay? We're getting close to the start of the season and he's still there, so that's something that gives Blackburn a bit of optimism, but it's the hope that might kill you if he does end up going, especially towards the start of the season where it'd give them very little time to replace him. But that's just about if, buts and maybes. I don't know. This is really difficult, predicting the teams to go down. Just because of the lack of incomings, I do feel a little bit concerned for Blackburn. I thought they might be a little bit more adventurous in the transfer market. You know, when Wharton went out, I thought that'd give them quite a bit of funds. But Blackburn not spending a lot of money, are they? Let's go there. Swansea City, I'm not having them to go down. They're a regular Championship team, although their business has been fairly slow, but it has started to get moving. They brought in Young-Ji Sung and Gonzalo Franco for undisclosed fee deals, so that gets the ball rolling for Swansea. Luke Williams did a decent job for Swansea. Let's put them here for now. I still need to relegate someone. I'm not relegating Middlesbrough. I'm tempted to put Middlesbrough in the top 6, but I'll have to move someone down. Middlesbrough's business has looked like Bergsorg, Ayling, Aidan Morris, a few players coming in. Latte Lath could be really crucial for Middlesbrough, like the heir to Chuba Akpom to fill the void and get the goals. And Michael Carrick, solid manager. You feel like they've got to deliver at least a playoff place this time, don't you? A little bit like with Coventry. It's difficult actually. Let's put Middlesbrough here, and I might have to do some shuffling. I'm torn here on the final playoff places. I think I'm going to have to do this, and then I'll do that, and then I'm going to have to do that, and then that actually means Plymouth go down. Oh, difficult, difficult, difficult. Okay, I'm going to go with this. This is my prediction. That's my top 6 in order. That's my top half. I think West Brom and Norwich are going to be right on the edges of the playoffs. That's my mid-table sort of crew. And these are my teams surviving. And that is my bottom 3. I've tried to base it a bit off last season and transfer activity. I've tried to put the two together. So I'm going to roll with that. Like I say, I've got a couple more weeks to do my official predictions with Sophie, but I do want your thoughts down below. Let me know if you support a team in the Championship. Let me know which prediction you think I did was the best and which prediction you think I've done that is the worst. Let me know down below. Let's be friendly on this community. Make sure to drop a like if you've enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe. Get involved down below. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Peace out.